G'day folks, welcome back to the channel. Today is a short video on the apps that I use and the websites I use to help me choose a location and sort out what the weather's likely to do while I'm there. Just remember, if you get anything out of these videos, give me the big thumbs up, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and in the description below you'll find a Patreon link if you want to help support the channel. The four apps, or the four sites / apps that I like using are BiteTimes.fishing, Wiley Weather, Navionics and Fishing Pro. I'll throw them up on the screen now and we'll run through them. So we'll go into Wiley Weather now. I've got my phone in front of me just to help me guide you through what I'm doing so I get it accurate. We'll start off at the front page. It's just a weather page. That's a generic sort of weather page for the location you're currently at. And then I move on to more specifics, and I've got some presets. So at the bottom of my presets you'll find Woody Point, and we'll go into that. So when I say presets, the location presets, so you can stick in the locations that you use most, and one of the ones that I use most for, say, the Pine River in that area, as I just type in Woody Point and that gives me the weather for Woody Point. Whatever's happening in Woody Point is going to be happening in the areas around it. So that moves us straight on to what's going on at Woody Point. My presets are tide heights, rainfall probability and wind forecast. I've got an option of 1 day, 3 days or 5 days. Normally I use the 3-day outlook because generally speaking I'm going the next day or the following day after that. That gives me wind direction, which way the wind's coming from and how strong that wind's likely to be. It gives me the probability of rainfall, whether I'm going to get wet or not, and it gives me the tide heights. From there, the tide heights obviously are dependent on moon phases, and I can go into what the moon phase is likely to be doing. So the menu down the bottom is weather, rainfall, wind, moon. You hit more and you get tide, swell, sun and UV. So the main ones I use here, rainfall, wind and tides. The tides are 2 meter tides. The moon phase at the moment is very close to a full moon. We've got the full moon on the 21st of October, which is the day after tomorrow. And we've got a quarter moon on the 29th of October for your nep tides. And I can see here the wind over the next few days. The winds from the east, mostly south, southeast and east, which is okay. That means it's blowing onto the peninsula from the bay. So the places that I'm going to think about fishing are probably Hayes Inlet, around the other side of Scarborough if it's first thing in the morning. That'll be a little bit of protection from the wind. The wind will be over my shoulder. The wind's fairly light, so it sort of lends itself. I can see from the wind that if I want to take the boat out, that's no problem at all. And because I've got a high tide around 9 AM, I've got a run-in tide, so it's perfect for me chasing brim and snapper just off Scarborough, so that's also another option. When I go into Fishing Pro tells me that the fishing efficiency is between 76 and 97%, which is excellent. It's quite good. It gets better obviously as you get closer to the full moon. So today's the 19th and we're a couple of moons away from the full, and the fishing efficiency according to Fishing Pro is good. We go into bite times. Bite times for Woody Point. Let's go drag the little red cross down to Woody Point. So we drag the little red cross down to Woody Point. We can see our bite times. Red is excellent, orange is good, green is average, blue is fair and dark blue is poor. You can see most of it's in orange and red, which means it's either excellent or good. That's because of the moon phase at the moment, and it gives you the bite times there. It gives you minor bite times, major bite times, both in the nighttime and the daytime, and I'm more interested in the daytime. So between 10:15 and 12:15 I've got major bite times. Between 9:30 and 11:30 I've got minor bite times. So pretty much they're saying from 9:30 in the morning right through to 12:15 is either a major or a minor bite time, which is what I'm looking for. It gives you your moon phases, your moon rise time, your moon set time, and the same with sunrise and sunset. So that's bite times fishing. And from there, if I'm taking my boat out, I'll go to Navionics and hit go for Navionics where I am. Then I'll go up and I can use my Navionics as I find my way around the front of Scarborough or Redcliffe and use this to find the little holes and the little reefy bits. Navionics is a good app. It's not a free app. It does cost, I don't know how much it costs. I pay it yearly and I just pay it when it comes up because it's always handy to have it on my phone. And it's handy it's not just for boats either, it's also good for land-based. It can show you when you find a spot close to the land and you want to know exactly how far it is, you can actually use the app to measure. It's got a drop pin and you can put 2 drop pins in and see how far it is if you have to cast from a bank or a low tide mark to a hole. And there are a couple of really good close holes land-based along the front of the peninsula. At low tide they're only 50 metres casting distance. At high tide you're looking at only 80 metres casting distance. I'll leave it to you to find those holes. It's not hard with this app, so have a look and you'll find the holes no problem at all. Don't forget, if you are land-based and you want to attract the fish, make sure you're burly. Burly. I can't stress that enough. Very hard to catch fish these days without all the things in your favour, and one of the things that will definitely swing it your way is burly. Rightio, well that brings us to the end of another video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to support the channel and help me make more of these videos, in the link below is a Patreon link. Just hit that, follow the bouncing ball. Take care.